Before the Silver Surfer graces our screens in July, we've got a different kind of surfer altogether. Nicolas Cage plays a surfer who returns to his hometown by this really stunning, idyllic beach in Australia, takes his son to surf, and then the surfer bros who surf there say, "Don't live here, don't surf here," and thus is a series of antagonizing events between Nicolas Cage and these surfers, and Nicolas Cage slowly starting to lose his mind, as he does in a lot of his films nowadays. Saw the trailer for this film and I was like, Nicolas Cage playing a crazy character in another quirky premise? I'm in. And for the first half of the film, I was enjoying it purely on that level. Nicolas Cage is being really tormented by these local surfer bros, and these guys, by the way, are really like in-your-face douchebag assholes, almost to an over-the-top degree, and that's the film in general. It's really wacky, a bit over the top in some parts, very strange. I can easily see some people not enjoying this film. In fact, the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is like 40-something%. So yeah, some people are not digging this film, they're not digging its tone, they're not on this film's wavelength. Terrible pun, but it's true. I can easily see a lot of people being turned off by this film's tone, by its vibe. I, for one, surprisingly really enjoyed the film because of how wacky it was, because of how kind of insane it was. Nicolas Cage, about the halfway part, starts losing his grip on reality, and you start wondering what's actually real. I was expecting a straightforward thriller of Nicolas Cage versus surfers, but when halfway through the film he sees people who he's encountered around the beach area and they're like, "Who are you? What's going on?" And Nicolas Cage, throughout the film, he just starts to look a bit more disheveled and more distraught and just out of his mind, and you start actually wondering what is actually happening in this film right now. And strangely, at that part of the film, you suddenly start to care about Nicolas Cage's character, because he's there trying to buy back his childhood home so he can surf at the beach he used to surf at when he was a kid. And seeing the douchebag local surfers just antagonize the hell out of him, you're like, damn, I feel bad for you, dude. You just want to go surf at your favorite beach, but these guys are just the assholiest of assholes. Then we get to the third act, and this is where the film almost turned me off, because it goes in a direction where the events of the film suddenly become a lot more straightforward, and I didn't know if I liked it at first, but it actually kind of won me over, and I liked how all the events then started to make sense. It wasn't completely trippy, it wasn't one of those, what's real, what's not real type films. I like those kind of films when they're good, but I actually liked how they explained what happened, why things happened, and where it's led to now in the third act. I'm trying not to spoil it for you because I don't want to spoil the film for you. Duh. It does ask you to take a little bit of a leap, and it gets wacky and absurd like a lot of the film leading up to that point. The Surfer is one of those films where you're either going to really enjoy it for what it is and what it goes for, or you're really not. And I can honestly understand either perspective. If you love this film, I'll totally get it. If you hate this film and couldn't stand it, I'll totally get it. I, for one, really enjoyed it. I loved the chaos. I loved the absurdity of it. Nicolas Cage commits to the absurdity. There's a lot of him going, "But why? Why?" Terrible Nicolas Cage impression. I deeply apologize. But yeah, The Surfer, I really enjoyed it for what it was. Wacky, absurd, crazy, all led by an equally wacky, absurd, crazy Nicolas Cage. What's not to enjoy?